If you love bourbon, if you love whiskey, you're going to love these conversations. So make sure you subscribe to the Bourbon Lens starting now. Welcome back to Thursday Thoughts. Excited to continue our series on just getting to know bourbon and whiskey. In today's episode, we're going to talk about what is bourbon and how did it get its name. So bourbon has a long American heritage and is also the United States spirit of choice. It's named after Bourbon County. It's been widely accepted as that in the 18th century and now has become the phenomenon it is today worldwide. And so over time and just experiencing this American spirit, we've come to enjoy it and, have things like a podcast. But let's talk a little bit about the history. So as bourbon became popular in the 18th century, in the late 1800s, not all whiskey was created equal. Some producers were cutting whiskey with additives or selling inconsistent products, which led to consumer distrust. Thus instanced the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897, which is also Scott's favorite motto that he says every day when he wakes up. So what is the Bottled and Bond Act? This is the first consumer protection law in U.S. history, but it has strict standards. And as Bernie Lubber said in our podcast, it makes the creme de la creme of a bourbon. So the product is from one distillery, made in one distilling season, aged at least 4 years old, stored in a federally bonded warehouse and bottled at exactly 100 proof. So whether it's a craft distillery or a large-scale distillery like Heaven Hill that does bottled and bond all the time, you are looking at quality upon quality there. Then, right after that, a little unfortunate event happened, Prohibition. From 1920 to 1933, production and sale of alcohol were banned nationwide, but some distilleries were able to have medicinal whiskey that they were able to sell through pharmacies. So people would get a prescription and they would go and they would have whiskey. Also, most distilleries that people love to talk about or brands that you might have heard, they were permanently closed. And so labels have come back over time, but it's important to know that some of those distilleries never reopened. So what exactly is bourbon? We've talked a little bit about the Bottled and Bond Act. We've talked a little bit about Prohibition, but what is bourbon? It's at least 51% corn in its mash bill, aged in new charred oak barrels, distilled at no more than 160 proof, entered into a barrel at no more than 125 proof, and bottled at 80 proof or higher. If you see the term straight on the label, it means it's been aged for at least 2 years and contains no added coloring or flavoring. These rules make sure that there's guaranteed consistency. So just think, if you have a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that is bottled and bond, it has so many rules on it. It's gone through so many different iterations that it is stamped, sealed approval. You're going to probably enjoy it. It doesn't have to be Kentucky, but it could be anywhere. So like we talked about in last week's Thursday Thoughts, what is the bourbon typical flavor profile? It's going to be sweeter than other whiskeys because of that corn content. It's going to have classic notes, vanilla, caramel, toffee. Custard is one I get. It's going to have maybe some red fruit and then oak. Depending on the recipe, is it higher rye? Is it lower rye? Is it wheated? Is it not wheated? Is there oat? So there's going to be different things that will give it different flavor profiles that you're going to enjoy. I personally like a higher rye contented bourbon. Like I want something 18, 21, even the MGP or Ross and Squibb 36% rye. I really enjoy that mash bill that they have. So no matter what you like, there's a variety of different ways to get there. So how to taste this? People will give you a lot of choices on how to drink your whiskey. First and foremost, drink it however you want, whether it's a bourbon and Coke, whether it is neat on a rock in a cocktail, enjoy it however you want. I personally like to take a glass, I like to pour it, and then I like to walk away. If it's 80 to 100 proof, I can generally drink it a little bit quicker. If it's 100 plus proof, I like to let it sit for a few minutes and let the aromas open up, the bouquet that is there. So drink it how you like it. Tell us how you like to drink it in the comments below. So the next time someone asks you what exactly a bourbon is, you can tell them that it's uniquely American, made right here in the good old USA, with a strict legal definition that's been shaped by a lot of different events across the United States. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Thursday Thoughts. Cheers. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Bourbon Lens. If you want more exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/Bourbon Lens and join our growing community. If you just want to stay friendly with us, you can go over to Instagram, X, and Facebook and follow us there. Also, our YouTube page is growing and we're producing more content there like Thursday Thoughts and 5-Minute Fridays. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button and catch all the content that we are producing every week. And until next time, cheers.